Welcome everyone. This video is about using the Material Library VX. The first thing we want to do is create a folder in our home directory. I'm going to call mine My Materials, and it's in my home directory. Next thing we want to do is go to Preferences in Blender. Go down to Materials. Material Library, you want to check that and open it up. If you know the relative path, you can just type it in. I'm going to use the search on the right hand side, and in my home folder I'm going to select the My Material folder that I just created, the directory, and I'm going to click Accept. Okay, and then that's where it's going to store the file, so I'm going to click Accept. Next thing we want to do is go down and make sure Node Wrangler is installed. It looks like some of the default materials were using Node Wrangler. Myself, next, I always check Auto Run Python scripts. Then you want to save these preferences, and then you can close the preferences box. The next thing you want to do is go to the shading tab at the top and click that. Then move over to the right hand side and click the materials tab. Go down until you see Material Library VX and click on that. You will see Select a Library. Under that is Sample Materials and Templates. Those are default materials, and the reason you can't change them is because you're not supposed to. You can apply them to a new Blender file and use them that way, but they're not, and then you can change them in your new Blender file. But this is so you don't, I guess, so we don't destroy them by tampering with the node setup. But we're going to create our own new libraries. Okay, we created a place that's going to store them called My Materials. So we want to click on New Library, and first of all, scratch that. First go over and save this blend file. Save it into the folder that you created, My Materials, and change its name. I'm going to call mine Colors. That's going to be the name of your new library, whatever you want to call it. And then click Enter. It'll put Blend on the end by default, and then click on Save, and it will put it into the My Materials folder, and you will have a new library. Click New Library, type in Colors, enter, and then click OK. I'm on a laptop, so it takes it a minute. Okay, now Colors comes up as a new library in your Material Library VX tab. So you can go to Colors, that's your new library. Okay, all the colors that we create now, all the materials we create will go into that colors blend file that we put into the My Materials directory. I'll show you what we mean here. Let's change the color of this node, this principled node. Let's change it to blue. Okay, rename the material next to your slot 1. I'm going to call mine blue. You can call it anything you want, then hit enter. Okay. You can go up to the top and you can click on Preview, and you'll see you have blue in your material. And you can click on, now you can click on Add to Library. Down at the bottom it says Material Added. We can try Reload Materials and see if it comes up. I don't think it did. Let's go out of the Colors tab to Sample Materials and then back again and see if it shows up. No, it does not want to. Okay, you have to start a new session on this one. Sometimes it does that. New, General Session, go back to the Shading tab, go back down to Materials, back down to the Material Library tab, select Colors again, and you'll see blue comes up. You can now click blue. You can click Apply to Selected, which is the cube, and you see it changes it. Okay, we can do that again. It now put blue into the Colors blend file, the blend file that we put in My Materials. You won't find a blue blend file. Blue is just one of the materials you put in the Colors blend file. And the blend files will be the names of the libraries you create, which could have a lot of materials inside of them. So let's do that again. Let's change the color of our principal node. We'll change it to green. Rename the material to green. Enter. Click Add to Library. It says now save this file before export. It does that sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't. That's easy enough. It's probably because we started a new session. Just File, Save As. It's going to say Untitled at the bottom. That's fine. It's going to put it into your My Materials folder. It doesn't matter where it goes. After we add this color into the Colors blend file, you can delete the untitled blend file in My Materials. Okay, we click Add to Library, and you see it comes up green. We can go back to blue, Apply to Selected, comes up blue, and you can keep creating these materials. Now what you want to do is go back to your My Materials blend file, My Materials directory, and delete that untitled blend file to keep it clean. Now inside of there you'll have the original Colors blend file. That's the name of your library. Colors Blend 1 is just Blender updating itself every 2 minutes by default. So you don't want to delete that. And Colors Blend you don't want to delete because that's your actual library for colors. Okay, let's do one more. We'll make a red. Change our material to red and click Enter. Apply to Library. And you see it came up red. It's stored into the Colors blend file. So we can click on green and click Apply to Selected. It turns it green. Blue, Apply to Selected. It turns it blue. So that's how you build up your material library. You want to make another library? We start at New Blend File, New General Session here. We don't even save this one. We're going to hit File, Save As, and under My Materials, let's rename it. Depending on what you want the name of the library to be, say it could be another concrete, wood, pavement. How about pavement? Enter, and then save it. Okay, we now have pavement. Let's go to Shading, back over to the right to the Materials tab, and click on Material VX. Okay, you see it has the untitled blend file that we just stuck into the My Materials, but we'll delete that in a few minutes. Right now we want a new library, pavement, enter, and click OK. Now you see pavement under the material library. We can click on that. Now change the node color. Let's just pavement, asphalt pavement. Let's just name our material color black and click enter. And click over in the library, click add to library. It says material added. And again, that one doesn't immediately show up. So we can start a new session. Back to shading. Back to materials. Back to pavement. And you'll see now that black shows up. We can choose black and apply to selected, and it applies the materials to the selected object. So that's how you build up your material libraries, and they can get pretty complicated on your node trees. And you want to make sure you keep your delete the untitled that got in there temporarily, and you'll see you'll have a colors blend file 1, pavement blend file 1. So you don't want to delete those are your libraries, and underneath those you can have many individual materials. And if we start a new session, or if you start start Blender over again, they're stored in there because of your path that you selected under add-ons. So as long as you keep, I would make a backup of the My Materials folder and keep that. And that's how I use the Material Library VX. I hope this helps, and thank you for watching.